Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Hi. Welcome to David's kitchen, my garden kitchen. Got some nice parsley here. Got some lovely plants in the background. A little overexposed because it's in the sun, but over here is where the action is going to be. Today we've got a really interesting pepper dish that I'm going to put together. Pull this over a little bit. We're making peppers carbonara with rice pilaf. $6 for 6 meals. I could cook with beer. Yeah, I have cooked with beer in the past. But if I open the beer, I'm going to drink it, and then I'm going to be like, "Hey, dear, how you doing?" She's not here right now. She's involved in something else. Okay, I don't know if you've seen these seasonal peppers. I don't know. They're really seasonal up here. We get these bags for like $2.50 a bag, $2.50 to $4 a bag. This is a half a bag. I'm going to say I've got like $2 of the peppers here because I bought another green pepper today for $1. Can you believe that's $1? So I've got lots of peppers to work with. And I want to make sure that I have plenty of onions too. So drink plenty of water. You're better off drinking water than anything else. I don't drink, so how could I cast drunk? So I'm going with a really interesting, wonderful onion. Lots of onions. These are cheap. These are 10 cents a piece. These are yellow onions. I'm going to use a lot of garlic in this big bowl of garlic. Today I was fortunate to buy some scallions. And nothing better than scallions in rice pilaf. I got some organic scallions. I don't know if you can see that, but the label says organic. See it right there, see? Organic green onions. Lots of that's going in there. I happen to have a couple of mushrooms I'm going to add to the pilaf. I also have a carrot that is getting old. So as you can see, it's still pretty rigid. But you can see it's this organic carrot. It's finally seen today. The meat for this dish is going to be a little bit of turkey bacon. I love cooking with this stuff. I can take portions of it off frozen and just use it as I see fit for flavoring. I'm actually going to use the whole package, the remainder of the package, so it's not that much. I got this package for $2, so I've been using it for bacon and eggs and whatever. Today I'm going to be making a rice dish pretty aggressively. And I've got my trusted ricer here, which is a fantastic tool. Plug that in. It immediately starts warming up. I'm going to get the big pan on the back burner going on level 3. That one right there. Make sure all my peppers are nice and rinsed off. Sometimes you can get them organic. I'm at the point where I just have to eat peppers because this bag is sitting in the refrigerator for a while. And it's time to go. Time to go. Time to go. So all that's clean. I'm going to get going immediately with my onion, my big onion. And I'm going to open this onion up and get it ready to put in the ricer with carrot. And that's going down right away because this rice is going to happen. I've been making rice with beef broth in the past and chicken broth, and I find that this turkey flavored bacon really adds dimension and taste to dinner. And typically a carbonara requires bacon, so the tasting fuses well with the dish. All right, we got a little situation here where somebody's going to get their wings clipped. Yep, there we go. David always uses a few dishes. Well, I like to. I like to fuse things together. It's kind of a fusion dish. I'm kind of under the clock here because I want to get my rice going rather rapidly. You can never really be overdosed on onions when you make any of these dishes. So I'm going to put a whole onion in the rice dish. Now, on second thought, I'm going to put a half an onion in the rice dish. But before I put the rice down, I'm going to actually add oil. And I've been using some extra virgin olive oil here. Pretty good stuff. I get it at Costco. The real deal. The real deal. A couple tablespoons in both dishes. 3 tablespoons in the big dish, 2 in the rice dish. Kind of move it around so it's. I see you've got the crotch cam here, and you didn't even tell me. I see where you're going with that. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put this in the ricer. It's a big handful of onion. I'm going to get that carrot peel. Whole onion, yeah. No kissy on the onion thing tonight. No. I'm gonna speed peel this carrot. You can watch me peel it really fast. Come on, Dave, you can hurry up. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut it. Take the end off of it, any rough ends. Cut it in half. Cut it again in half and set those halves down. Like so. And cut those again in half while they're down. This is how to cut up a carrot pretty quick. And then I'm going to dice it. Now, I want to put the carrots at the base, so I'm going to give them about 1/4 inch because that's going to cook pretty hot. The bottom of the ricer is really, really hot. So you want to make sure it is got enough carrot to go down there. And that carrot will prevent a lot of burn from going on in the rice. And all those vitamins go right up into the actual rice. Okay, put all the carrot in there. Any extra onions you can just put in the pan to kind of start sauteing over here. Okay, all the carrot in there. Today we're making I'm combining 2 GMO-free rices. And you got to look for GMO-free on the package. It's important. You see it right there? That's GMO-free. I do eat supplements, yes. Hello. Not cool. All right. Not cool. That is pop. I made the mistake of putting this somewhere else. I use this little screen. It's really good. It has the perfect amount of rice. So what I'm going to do is put the white rice on the bottom and the brown rice on top. Now the brown rice is also non-GMO. I'm just going to put a lot of white rice, probably 2/3 white rice. And I'm going to top it off with brown rice. Now the brown rice then inverts, goes into the ricer at the bottom. I don't want to spill the rice on the keyboard, or that would be kind of bad. Brown rice is kind of chewy and takes longer. No, the brown rice is going to go at the bottom, but I'm putting it at the top of this. So watch when I rinse this off. It's important to rinse rice off because it has arsenic in the ground, and it's a very wet growing crop. And oftentimes when water hits dirt, arsenic leaches into the actual making of rice, and even organic rice can have arsenic in it. Now, arsenic is not, when I say arsenic, I'm talking trace amounts. So I just don't want you to, get anything that is dangerous to eat and then rinse it right out. Thorough rinsing with filtered water. I use a reverse osmosis filter, so everything's kind of clean. Okay, so taking this to the next step, I'm going to take and reverse this. Before I put it on the rice, I'm going to put my flavor enhancer, which is my turkey bacon. And I'm just going to cut the turkey bacon in little slices. Now it's frozen. You can pull this right out of the freezer and slice it and cook with it. And I'm going to put that frozen turkey bacon at the bottom. Okay? And it's going right in this ricer back here. Like that. So there's carrots, onions, and turkey bacon under the rice. I'm also going to be using a type of Italian seasoning called Cantanzaro herbs. And the Cantanzaro herbs is unique to a specific area of Italy, but I'm going to be using that at the base of the ricer and at the base of my carbonara. I'm going to put about a 1/4 teaspoon at the base of the rice, and I'll hold the other for the carbonara when I start cooking. Now, I haven't shown you the main ingredient yet. It happens to be a $2 piece of meat. This is tenderized, bottom round. And it was normally $3.89, and I got it $2 off. So we'll be using that tonight in the dish. I'm going to pull it right out, and I get ready to cut it and season it. All right. The rice is now going on top of that mixture that I put over there. Invert it. And there is salt in the there's salt in the dish. Now I'm going to take this entire thing, and I'm going to, you can see the camera right here. I'm going to drop it, all this water right on top, covering the rice completely. I'm going to show you how far to fill it up. Right about there, because I'm going to add some of the meat juices to the top. So I want a little extra room. I'm going to get this started right away. So I just turned the on button on, and now it's cooking. All right. Now, when handling food that is meat, you want to make sure your hands are always clean. I'm going to take a little bit of the parsley that I picked up from my garden and just mince it in and put it in the top of the rice dish. Because when you invert it down, it's going to end up being part of the garnish. It'll look a little bit more greenery in the pilaf, but just about a couple tablespoons of parsley in the pilaf. We're going to mince that up pretty well, like that. And boom, we're done. Now the ricer is just going to sit on top of the rice. We've got some more parsley I'm going to start cooking in the base of the carbonara. Another about 2 tablespoons in the base of the carbonara. Now what the carbonara is, normally, is bacon cooked prior and rendered, and all the grease goes into the dish. But since this is really extra lean meat I have, I'm going to throw that parsley in there. Since this is pretty extra lean I've got, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it with liquid soy seasoning, which is a non GMO natural soy sauce. Bragg, it's called. Really good stuff. I'm going to spray that meat like that on both sides. That's very light soy. All right, I'm going to use onion powder. and put onion powder on the meat. Now, onion powder is not the ideal tenderizer, and if you really wanted to tenderize this meat, you would pound the hell out of it. But since it's already pre-tenderized, the nice thing about round steak is when it's pre-tenderized, it's already a little bit farther down the road to improving taste. I'm going to cut this up in slices. So you can see the meat there. Aged Y2K meat. No, this is real meat. It was purchased recently. And it's from the Pacific Northwest. And you don't want to cut your fingers off. You want to make it really kind of thin. You can go with the tenderization or away from it, whatever's easiest. But the idea is to pre-cut this meat. You're not going to put it in the grill with sinews like that. You don't want sinews in the grill. So that's the kind of thing you throw in the compost heap. This is the part of the meat that nobody wants and fat and yucky. Yucky. Okay. Making sure you don't want to put any meat or byproducts of meat near vegetables. So I'm using a separate plate to make sure that. Okay, that rice is starting already. It's already cooking in the water. What I want to do is get a really high flame in the back and get the oils going with all the juices and all the herbs. I'm going to put some herbs in the back pan, about a half a teaspoon of that Italian seasoning. You can use regular Italian seasoning if you want. I'm using a Cutco knife, which has got a permanent blade. You never have to sharpen these knives. Got a lot of sinew along the side here, so when you grab it, you want to make small cuts with the knife. And hopefully don't cut your finger, because if you cut your finger, the whole deal's off. The whole dinner's off. You can't even cook. I see people on the Food Network cut they make a blood cut, and you can really hurt yourself, cooking. It's a very dangerous activity. So, like making this lean cut along the side of the sinew is very dangerous. So you got to be sure you hold that sinew back and cut away from yourself. Okay. This is the part of the meat that you really don't want, but I'm going to use it anyway. Let me finish cutting up the rest of this meat. The thing about bottom round, it's not the best cut, but it does add a really nice flavor to your dinner. And this particular piece definitely is worth $2. I wouldn't pay more than $2 for it, because it's obviously got some issues. This is the hardest part of the meal, is cutting the beef. If you want to use ground beef, you certainly can. It's a heck of a lot easier. Feel free to do that. If you want to put any kind of meat, I don't really care. Pork, you can do it with pork too. Because technically I should be cooking with bacon. But I saw this nice cut of meat, which isn't so nice after all. I didn't realize it had so much sinew when I got it. It's like you can't really see it when you see that. Unbelievable. God. Serves me right for getting a leathery piece of meat. Okay, hopefully we'll get this thing under control. All right. Okay, this particular sinew right here, I'm going to throw it in the pan itself. And I'm going to render it down. I'm going to use it as a form of grease. The meat takes my life. That's pretty funny. Yeah, it's going to jump out of its skin and take my life. Attack of the dead beef. Okay. You feel sick? Okay, I'm sorry that happened. Hey, it smells good. It is good. Now I'm going to take some of that bacon that I had before right there, and I'm going to cut this up next to the meat here and put it in with the meat. That too is going to render down. I'm going to throw that in right away with the scallion, just for flavoring. Okay. Yeah. You can use renderings of meat in your cooking if you want. The key here is we're going to be looking at the dish while I cook. I'm going to put the bacon on the one side and the meat on the other and just kind of use it as a rendering way of getting some grease. Going, okay. Level 3 is going up to level 6, and we're going to get started here cooking up our sweet peppers. I tore that meat to shreds. All right, so we've got some peppers that need to be cut up rather rapidly. Sometimes peppers will get a little bit of this. You want to cut that off. And see, the pepper is perfectly fine. Take the top off. Pop the sides off the top if you want to use those, because otherwise it's wasted. You know, today I was at the market looking at peppers, and I saw them throw away all kinds of these peppers, you know, right in the dumpster. Your oven is watching me? Okay. I can't believe how much they throw away at the markets. It really is bizarre. And I'm going to go with a kind of a thin cut. Just right down the side like that. Real basic. These peppers are going right in that hot pan. And they're going to go on a flash cook with all of the other ingredients, the beef and the mushroom. And we're going to get a little, see, I got a little bad piece right there. This is one of the reasons why I want to make peppers carbonara, because I knew I had purchased this item for $2.50. It's organic sweet peppers, and I wanted to use it before it went bad. Okay. Sarah will not eat seeds. She's really seedophobic. So I have to be careful not to get any seeds in her dish. Now that dish back there is really kind of cooking on hard plan. It's at level 6. It's going to start carbonizing. So I kind of want to get the carbonara going on a really hot griddle. So the prep here is more like the little peppers. If you get a couple big peppers, you're not going to have the prep I'm facing right here. It's going to be a lot easier. But it's worth it. Now the meat's going to cook really hard and fast. There's not a lot of salt in it. If you salt meat too much, that soy sauce is the only salt it has. If you salt meat too much, it actually makes it tough, in case you're wondering. Somebody's coming to the door. We shall see. We've got the big cooking show going on Thursdays. Every Thursday at 5 o'clock, I do my cooking show. Sounds like my sister. Hi, Connie. Yeah, I'm making my cooking dinner. I'm making a thing called peppers carbonara. Yeah, lots of fun peppers, little peppers going in there. Yeah. So how are you doing?
Fine. They just couldn't hook up my phone. I'm getting a new phone. They couldn't hook it up tomorrow.
Okay.
It's better when it gets better pictures and films and everything.
Wow. Cool. Good. Okay. I want to show everybody what I got here. We got some renderings. You see how hot that is? I'm carbonizing those sinews in there. I'm just going to leave them in there just for the hell of it. Yeah. A little behind on my peppers, so I'm going to turn my flame back down to 3. I want to hit that flame of 6 with all the meat and everything going in it. So. Yeah, it's that carbonara smell. Okay. And that rendering really makes for a nice taste. Hang on, we got here. The tapeworm. No, you've been removed. Okay, I'm going to cut the mushrooms in half, like that. I just have a few mushrooms. They'll be going toward the end of the cycle. I'm just going to dice them like that. Well, you guys know more about me than I do. It's pretty amazing. Okay. I don't know about you, but I like butter. Butter is really tasty. If you don't have any oil, butter is the way to go. I'm going to throw a pat of butter in that pan when I get that thing going. Really good taste. Thank you. Okay, here we go. We got the butter in there. Let's throw those peppers on that. Let's throw the mushrooms on top. That's just one side. I'm going to take that meat and put that on top of the sinew. I'm going to cover up the pan. And I'm going to work on my next green pepper. Sever the top, pop the middle out of there. Cut the sides. All right, we're done. And then I'm going to go with a similar long chop on this. Kind of sideways. Stack them together like that. Okay. Okay, all those peppers are going in there as well without the seeds. Okay, right on top of everything else. Peppers on one side, beef on the other. And take and put about a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning on top of the whole thing. Give it a little shake. Take your temperature up to level 6 and let's roll. Let's roll. Yeah. Okay, what I'm going to do is cook this hard and fast. And then we're going to go ahead and chop up some scallions. Now, I don't need all of these scallions because there's a lot here. But I'll take whatever I can. What I'm going to use is the back end of this. I just washed these organic scallions. I'm going to take most of them and use them in the dinner, leaving this for later. We'll take one of them for this dish. That you can cook another meal out of. See how conservative I am? Put it right back in a baggie, wrap it up. Yeah, these scallions are going to go in the rice pilaf and in the carbonara. They're really a good flavor enhancer. Do a nice tight dice on all this stuff. About 1/4 inch. Nothing better than organic, right? No pesticides, no herbicides, good healthy soil. This is going to taste great. You can grow stuff in your garden, but it's going to, take a long time. You sit around the garden waiting for those scallions to grow. That'll be about 6 months before you can eat anything. No, I'm not gay. So, no, nobody's colluding with Russia except Trump. And Jared Kushner, who wants to sell that building, 666 Fifth Avenue. He's trying to sell it. And it turns out he was trying to get a secret communication line to the Kremlin. Oh yeah, it's unreal. Secret communication line to the Kremlin, just to do a deal for $4 billion to buy that building. No, I don't charge any. Sarah, no. Sarah pays me utilities. She wants to pay me when she does. It's not required. We're moving up to 80 million on UHF. That's good. So, my sister and I have always been, kind of verbal. Let's just put it that way. Hi, Sarah. Okay, no problem.
It smells really, really good.
Yeah, it's great. It's cooking like crazy back here. I'm going to give it a little stir now.
Yeah, it smells like barbecue or something.
Yeah.
It's good.
I should do a bacon dish. But yeah, that meat, I got to turn that meat because it's on a high flame. So,
Oh, that's what.
yeah, I'm gonna lift the cover on this thing, turn the meat, push it around. Okay, I'm gonna lift the cover. Wow, that's looking good. And I'm gonna kind of like gently move the ingredients around. Gonna pull that sinew out. You know that really fatty stuff? That stuff. Now, if you've got a real meat eater in your family, they're going to want to eat that, believe it or not. I used to know people in my family that used to gnaw on that stuff. Yeah, it was just like, oh, that's the best taste ever. I've got a level 6 flame, so it's going hot, it's going fast, but I don't know. I mean, it's got brown, it's a little brown, it's tasty. Very good stuff. I'm going to get a bowl to put everything in. My usual, this bowl will work. So everything's good. Yeah, the birds can eat the sinew, I suppose. You can do a lot of things. See how hot that's cooking? You can just see it. You notice how I haven't put any water in there, right? Well, I'm going to put some water in there now. Let it cook into the water a little bit. Now, the taste of this dinner is going to get better and better because I'm going to add more ingredients. I'm going to put a little bit of chili powder in here. I've got some chipotle chili powder that I picked up at this amazing store. It's really good. Just about I'd say less than an eighth of a teaspoon. I'm going to put chili powder on top of this dish.
I stopped by the farmer's market and got some rolls.
Oh, you did?
And then on the way home, I thought, oh, maybe I should have done that.
Yeah.
But
Well, they make these rolls at the farmer's market that are so good. They're like, they've got olives in
that
them.
one's the olive oil, olive and garlic. Three garlic and three.
Oh, jalapeno and cheese. They sell these for what you get 3 for $1, right? 3 of these rolls for $1 at the farmer's market. It's pretty good. So we'll have these. We'll put them in the freezer and cook them whenever in the baking oven, whenever we're hungry. Yeah, I don't need any antacids right now. Looking good, Davy boy. Oh, how to be a good troll? You're really you're moving ahead in your delivery. That's good at 986. Looking good, Davy boy. All right, so cooking like crazy back here. I normally don't do this, but I'm going to show you how to take this dish. I'm going to open up my ricer. I'm going to take the juice from this dish and put it in my ricer. My ricer is not complete yet, but I just put the renderings from that dish in there, and it dried out the dish a little bit, so now it's cooking even better. I'm going to throw some scallions in here. I'm going to take a handful of those scallions and throw them in. Like that, leaving a small portion right there to go in the rice pilaf. I'm going to give it all a nice turn, move everything around, break up the meat. Let everything nest together. Yeah, throw a little bit more this and that on it. I think a little bit more Italian seasoning. Maybe another spray of some soy. Now, soy is not something you want to put teaspoons of. I'm using a sprayer with some onion powder. Now comes the garlic. I'm using a sprayer because soy is really, really salty. It's super salty, so highly recommend not moving around and putting a couple teaspoons in at a time. That's dangerous. Your dinner will be overly salty. Soy sauce is just over the top, so be careful with soy sauce. You think you're helping, but you can actually destroy a meal with soy sauce. No, the mushrooms are not psilocybin. They're garden variety market, the kind you don't get high from. Okay, this is a pretty challenging dish because it involves making the little cloves of garlic I'm going to store for later. Because sometimes when I just want to have a little clove, I'll eat a little clove, But this is the kind of thing I'm just going to peel with my fingernails. But the big ones, you can actually use that method I showed you the other day on another show, where you just kind of go like that. You give them a crush. And then the hull peels off very quickly. Now, garlic is the kind of thing you put in at the end of your dish. A lot of people put garlic in at the beginning of the dish. It's pretty much wiped out by the end of your dish. So you don't get the medicinal qualities that you would get if it's toward the raw stage. But you don't want to eat raw garlic either. So what garlic does is it's a flavor enhancer, and it's really good for you. It builds you up physically, tears you down socially, my dad always used to say. You lose friends with garlic. I pretty much almost lost a friend back in the 80s when I used to come to his house and I reeked of garlic. And he says, "Oh man, you reek!" Because I had eaten a clove of garlic before I came in there. Yeah. Well, it's not like I was going to, get close to him or anything. All right, I'm going to dice those up. You can mince them if you want. Okay. That's a lot of garlic, but that's going to be great. All right, I'm going to put that garlic right in there and give it another stir. Okay, the peppers are almost done. The meat's done. Everything's melding. Everything's got a nice kind of a burnt-ish carbonized feeling about it. I'm going to turn the whole thing off and let it sit. Sit in its own heat. Incredible. Okay, we're just waiting on the rice, and I'm going to put the rice in the bowl, and I'm going to add the topper, which will be the beef and the peppers, to the dish. And it's going to be kind of an amazing thing. That chunky garlic, yeah. Chunky. Stir it up, yeah. Little Bob Marley. I'm amazed how interesting Bob Marley's voice was. I mean, he had an incredible range. I've been listening to some of his music, and he wasn't just a reggae guy. I mean, he really could go in all different directions with that voice of his. Died of a brain tumor. People say it was probably related to not smoking enough weed, This is probably didn't smoke enough marijuana. There is an anti-UHF transmitter for censoring David. Yes, it's happening right now. Yes, there's 600 anti-UHF transmitters knocking down your UHF signal. If you're getting your UHF signal, your transmitter person either uses my idea, the Faraday cage idea, or they are probably upgrading. Ozarks is purchasing some equipment that costs about $8,000 to avoid the anti-transmitter capability. But there are new ones, state-of-the-art ones that, yes, it's pronounced Pilaf. Yes, you can pronounce it Pilaf if you want. I'm going to call it Pilaf. but it doesn't really matter how you pronounce it as long as you eat it. Now you can put peas in the pilaf. You can do peas at a later date, but it doesn't really go with the pepper idea. Yeah, Bob Marley, great rice maker. We're going to be talking about, tonight's going to be Technology Thursday, so we're going to be talking about some brand new technology that's out there. Iran has a new drone that they reverse engineered the drone that Lockheed Martin literally gave them because they didn't handle the secure connection. And Iran managed to land one of the Lockheed Martin drones in Tehran intact in 2010, and nobody in the news reported it. Oh, I don't drink. Yeah, but thanks. I had a lot of verbal exchanges with my family. I grew up in a very verbally aggressive family. I'm not normally verbally aggressive. As a child, I was rather quiet. But because my family around me was verbally aggressive, I became verbally aggressive. And it's not because I think it's a good quality. It's because when you're being attacked verbally, you defend yourself. It's a normal reaction. So the difficult part is to not be verbally aggressive when you are verbally aggressive. Because it really doesn't get you anywhere in life to be verbally aggressive. But you certainly win arguments and usually get the last word. So, yes, Iran has duplicated, reverse engineered the drone. I understand they made some improvements. So you whiplash people with your mouth. I'm a master of the 1-inch punchline. Okay. Oh, you're here. Hi. What's up?
Hi.
So we're just doing a little.
What's up?
Yeah, we're doing a little. Encountering cooking a la natural.
Where did you get your
Is that still cooking? And it's just steaming away on the back burner. My recipes come from kind of just whatever's in the refrigerator. And I have kind of a sense of where I'm going. We had a lot of peppers that we picked up, the little mini peppers. And I wanted to fuse those in. I got a bigger green pepper. That's cooking still. I'm going to pour it off the burner. Yeah, and then the dinner, the rice dish is a non GMO, white and brown, mostly white though. Yeah, and that's the rice cooker that you gave me a long time ago. Yeah, aluminum. Fast, it's really, really good. I get a lot of good use out of it. So that's almost done. We have 10 minutes to the end of the cooking show. I'm going to fuse all the ingredients together and put it in this big red bowl here and serve it up later. That's kind of nice. Yeah, so I'm glad I could talk about my upbringing a little bit with you guys because this is a personal time that I can share with you guys. I know that the HTML lag is really, really messed up. And it's not my fault. Mark threw this into our mix. We have no control over what Mark does. You guys can watch our show at vaughnlive.tv/thirdparty/old, OLD. Something big is happening in Mars. Yeah. I don't raise my voice at Sarah. I raise it in the show. And you guys, just because Sarah is in the room doesn't mean I'm raising it at her. Yeah, and you're buffering it still. One of the things you can do is on your video signal, adjust your source to low. Low. I got it.
David.
Yes, what's up, Jason?
I just had a quick question. If I'm watching on americasthirdparty.com,
yeah.
Is that the same? Am I watching in Flash or am I watching HTML5?
You're watching in Flash on our website. We're running a BattleCam's video feed with Vaughn's Flash-based chat system simultaneously. So right. You're getting a better feed at our site, America's Third Party. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. I didn't go off on Sarah. I went off on the show. There's no proof of anything. The fact is, I have a series of things that I do in the show, and because I've done nearly 9,000 hours of broadcasting, there's about 15 minutes of me raging out of 9,000 hours. And it's not just raging at one specific thing. It's dealing with a lot of issues when you do this kind of work, and believe me, this is work. Even Mark Vaughn said he could barely do 2 hours. It's very tedious. No, Jackson's doing okay. Jackson had a friend of his son passed away, got hit by a black drunk driver. Yeah, a guy who was black, who was a drunk driver, killed his son's, one of his son's best friends 4 days after he graduated from high school. He was on a motorcycle, and the proof is me raging at the camera. You can convert it to anything you want. The video can be whatever it is. My rage is real. You know, when I have frustration, I'll let you know it. And I'm not the kind of person who's going to trim my words and filter my sentences in order to appease masses. I want to get things done. I'm a get done kind of guy. I really, you saw how quickly I made that dinner. I mean, I don't waste a lot of time equivocating and dancing around something. We'll go right to it. In fact, I plan on having the press conferences more often than any other president. And I want to do it myself. There won't be a press secretary when I'm president. I'm going to handle it myself. So I want this interaction. I want to engage people. I want to get people pissed off. It's kind of my goal to mix things up because we aren't getting things done the two-party way. Okay, we're done. Great. It hasn't quite clicked off, but I'm ready to move it out of there. It looks done to me. All right. Here we go. I'm going to show you how to put it all together, and then we're going to wrap it up. We'll be done in 4 minutes. I do a press conference every day. I've done more broadcasting than any human being alive on a continuous level, by far. There's no Guinness Book of World Record for what I've done. But every day, 5 hours a day, for 9 years, without fail. You find one person who can do something as powerful as that. Okay? Frank just lets his camera run and is 24/7, and all of the view counts on his site are fake. My view counts have been suppressed. So anyone who runs their camera 24/7, that's not doing a show, okay? Jeez. All right, here we go. Cover off. Inverting into the dish. Bless you. Take a spatula and grab all the bottom out of that. You want to use these mittens because this steamer is very hot. And if you are making rice, you want to kind of fluff it up. Kind of move it around and fluff it up like that. Now, this is almost still in a cooking stage, so what I'm going to do is put the scallions on top of that. Okay? Like that. Kind of press them in, put the scallions inside. They'll continue cooking with the rice. This is actually really hot. I'm going to take the entire carbonara pepper dish and put it right on top of the rice, completely covering the rice. Get every last drop. And I like to actually, because rice continues to absorb water, I'm going to go ahead and put a little water in it and get all that carbonara taste. See that? That's all full of taste. I'm going to put that right in there. Then I'm going to cover it up. And it's ready to go. Dinner is complete. Thank you very much. That is carbonara, yeah. I've studied the recipe. For carbonara, you've got to add cheese, okay? Now, what I've done... what I've done to lower the cheese costs for a lot of you who are facing huge overruns in your bills, you don't know what to do, and you're running out of money, and you got some old Parmesan in the back of your container here. Parmesan is a wonderful flavor enhancer that you can put on at the table, but I'm going to put it on top of this whole dish. There's your carbonara. Okay, take care. I'll be back with the show starting in just about a minute. Thank you for watching this recorded broadcast. Will be uploaded tonight at 2 in the morning. Take care.